Welcome to Radio Express World News, presented by Vibha Ramesh, Los Angeles, United States. Commencing today's report with United States President-elect Joe Biden calling for the approval of an immediate stimulus package as the nation reels under the pressure of a dwindling economy caused by the unstoppable transmission of coronavirus. In a bid to help workers that are struggling to stay afloat, Biden urged Congress to provide monetary support to workers. Quoting from his first economic address, Biden stated, "For millions of Americans who have lost hours and wages or have lost jobs, we can deliver immediate relief and it needs to be done quickly. Congress should come together and pass a COVID relief package." Deeming the need to address the two most important issues in hand, Biden supports a nationwide mask mandate as much as he embraces the $3 trillion bill that House Democrats passed earlier this year. Meanwhile, California is pushing the pause button on its reopening plans and reinforcing broad restrictions, as several counties in the state are witnessing a dangerously high number of new infections. Some states have issued a stay-at-home order for 3 weeks, while some others are considering curfew orders. In short, several states may revert to the tight restrictions imposed in spring. The need for a drug to treat coronavirus patients is more pronounced now, and drug maker Moderna announced yesterday that its vaccine was 94.5% effective. Standing close at heels is the vaccine developed by Pfizer along with BioNTech, which has proved 90% efficacy. That said, once a vaccine is approved, the challenge of distribution will become a point of focus. Moving on, the European Union is knee-deep in its worst recession and is in dire need of fiscal stimulus. However, Hungary and Poland did not approve the €750 billion stimulus fund. Their decision to block the fund was conveyed through their ambassadors to the European Union, citing that a provision in the package violates the bloc's rule of law standards. The fund was intended to help 27 nations recover from the pandemic, especially the poorer members that depended on these communal funds to uplift their economies. According to the governments of the two nations, such a move was imperative as they were being unfairly targeted by the other European Union members. The World Health Organization released a statement on Monday that recently 5 of its employees tested positive for the virus and that there isn't enough data to prove if they were infected on the WHO campus. In effect, Sweden will be reinstating some of the restrictions, including a limit on public gatherings to 8 people from 300. Further, plans to tighten restrictions lasting for at least 4 weeks are in progress, as Prime Minister Stephen Löfven stated in a news conference. Don't go to the gym, don't go to the library, don't have dinners, don't have parties, cancel, he said. Over to the situation in Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel has agreed to reimpose more stringent virus protocols as the country battles another surge. The agreement was met after discussions with 16 state governors. The new recommendations would include a limit on interactions to one other household only and compulsory isolation of people showing symptoms of flu, irrespective of whether they came into contact with an infected person or not. That said, the decision on whether to extend the existing partial lockdown or not has yet to be made. If the extension is not required, then Germans will be relieved from the partial lockdown by the end of this month. In Ms. Merkel's words, every contact that can be avoided is a good one when it comes to the fight against the pandemic. Meanwhile, in India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be virtually meeting China's President Xi Jinping in the 12th BRICS summit scheduled today. During the summit, the leaders plan to discuss key global issues, some of which include measures to mitigate the impact of the pandemic, reform of the multilateral system, and cooperation in counterterrorism. On Monday, India recorded its lowest number of single-day infections with 28,574 new cases. This is the lowest number recorded in nearly 129 days. Data has it that southern India is showing a dip in new infections, while cases up north are on the rise. Meanwhile, in Brazil, President Jair Bolsonaro suffers a setback after his candidates perform poorly in the local municipal elections. Hands-down defeats of Bolsonarista candidates in key cities are proof of the health of his anti-establishment movement. Right-wing candidates in 4 out of 6 state capitals suffered huge defeats. In a mention of the defeat, political commentator Josias de Souza said that the far-right wave that carried Bolsonaro to the presidency turned into a ripple in 2020. The Canadian territory of Nunavut, which has not been talked about since the pandemic, documented its first case of coronavirus on November 6th. Since then, the single case has spiraled to 26 confirmed cases as of Monday, and the territory will soon enter lockdown. To this effect, schools, daycares and bars have been ordered to shut down for 2 weeks starting Wednesday, and restaurants will only be permitted to offer takeout. Before we end this bulletin, here's news from Italy. One of the largest mafia rackets was busted by a battalion of police in the southern Italian region of Puglia. The raids led to the arrest of 40 members of an emerging mafia that ran a protection racket extorting €50 a coffin from funeral homes. The alleged members are said to be associated with a criminal organization that tops the list of mafia groups in Italy. Raids were conducted on Foggia organization, and it was found that the group required funeral homes to pay a sum of €50 for each body. The public prosecutor of Foggia stated that the mafia even managed to bribe an employee of the local administration who provided them every day with a list of people who died in the city. With that, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the next program on Radio Express. To receive Radio Express English news and English programs in your WhatsApp, please send a WhatsApp message English programs to 90727 95547, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel Radio Express. Thank you.